What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another VLOG vlog with Luke Mindpower. It is another day, another blessing, and I'm off to the gym. And I just want to introduce you to this famous woman. That's my mum. Say hi, mum, to the YouTube world.
Hi, guys.
And yeah, man, look at this weather. It's divine. Anyway, do you need help? I'll take it in for you.
Gracias.
My mum did some shopping. So, such a good son. Yeah, she took my grandmother shopping. She comes home, and then, as an amazing son that I am, I help her take the shopping inside because it's heavy.
You're paying for your milk, your breast milk.
Yeah, man. That's right. That's right.
And I'm paying for mine, and I'm 63.
63 years young.
And I'm still paying for my breast milk.
Yep. All right, bye, mum.
Love you, son.
Love you, mum. Let's go to the gym. You're welcome. Alrighty, just taking you in a little bit into my world. You know, actually not a little bit, a lot. And everything that I talk about and everything that I do, especially with this YouTube channel now, it's all about authenticity. It's all about realness. And there is nothing that I'm going to keep from you in terms of how I present myself and what I do, especially when I'm speaking. And one thing that I've learned over my last couple of years of you know, transcendence and transformation and rediscovery of my truth is that the more authentic that I can be, the more real I can be, the more truth I can speak, the more I connect with the world, the more I connect with you guys. And really what it is as well, I say this a lot, open your heart. The more you open your heart, the more that you can then give to the world, you know. And a lot of us are not living with that open heart mindset or that open heart connection, you know. So whatever you see me doing, I got my selfie stick, I got my phone, it's recording, and I'm doing my thing. So again, yesterday I told you how my bag was so heavy, and I'm gonna put it over my shoulder again. But the reason why it was so heavy was because I had that 2.2 litre water bottle, and it was just killing me, man. My back was so sore by the time I got to the gym. But yeah, so let me just go into Luke Mindpower so that you guys understand why that's my name. So again, I told you that I was very confused, I was lost, I wasn't sure who I was and what my purpose was and all that kind of stuff. And so back in 2018, when my grandmother passed away, I went to Europe, I went to the funeral, I went with my dad, and was there with my family and stuff. And that was definitely a major hit for me because it was someone close. I've never lost someone that's close to me, you know. And so coming back, at that time I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I was selling cocaine to my friends, and I was using it as well. I was using it like nearly every day. I was still working 2 jobs, but yeah, the drugs were a big part of my life. And so I was really stuck in that game, and I was really lost, you know. So how Luke Mindpower came about was that I decided, right, to step back away from that. Right, I had this awakening and this moment, this epiphany moment, realizing that there were things that were happening in my life and environments that I was in that were not serving my higher good, that were not allowing me to really evolve and thrive and live life, you know. And so I started to self-assess myself and think and say, okay, what am I doing that's not feeding my higher self? What am I doing that's stopping me from being the best version of myself? And so with that, it came drugs, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, anything that was not adding value to me. How I mate? Nice dog. And so yeah, anything that wasn't making me feel good about myself or wasn't adding value to my life, I had to stop, you know. And that was drugs. Drugs played a big part of my life. And then I step back and I think about that, and I'm like, well, why was I selling drugs? Why was I using drugs? Why was I drinking so much alcohol? You know? And then I realized, well, if you really love someone, would you treat them like shit? Would you disrespect them? And that was something that I was doing. I was disrespecting myself. And so I didn't really love myself. I wasn't connected to my soul. I wasn't connected to myself. Right? Some people can say that that's selfish, but I believe that that's self-care. You know, if you really love someone, you wouldn't treat them like shit. You'd love them, right? You'd want the best for them. And so I had to step away from that. And the moment that I stopped using cocaine, because I loved it, man. You know, I love to diss it. I love to say, oh, fuck cocaine, and you know, that stopped me for such a long time. And you know, I was just feeding my ego, and I was just empowering myself because it made me feel confident. It gave me that self-esteem and that uplifting energy. And when I was numbing my void, numbing my pain, man, these cars are loud, eh? But while I was in that world, while I was using those substances, right, this is escapism, because I wasn't happy with myself, right? I wasn't content, right? I didn't feel like I was enough. I needed that uplifting energy from external sources, which were drugs, alcohol, you know, going to strip clubs, feeding my ego, making myself feel like, yeah, I'm the shit, you know, I'm good enough, right? And so the moment that I stopped that was the moment that I took my power back. So the question I ask to you today is, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life today that is not serving your highest good, your higher self, right? That is actually not adding value to your life. What are you doing in your life? And that could be hanging around the wrong type of people. That could be escapism through the job that you're doing. Maybe there's many forms of escapism. It's not just drugs, right? It can be the wrong people. It can be hanging out around with the wrong group of friends, or just hanging around with any type of friends because you're not happy with, say, the relationship that you're in, right? There's many forms. But I think bigger to what I'm trying to say with Luke Mind Power is that what happened to me was that as soon as I realized that I'd quit using cocaine, and I was like, wow, I just did that all on my own, right? I didn't need to go to see a counselor. I didn't need to, I think I got a spider web on my face, what the fuck? I didn't need to go to see a psychiatrist or a rehab or a fucking mental institution or something like that. I basically gave myself therapy, right? I became my own therapist. And that's where Luke Mind Power came from, because I was like, wow, it's all in your mind. This is what it's all about. It is all in your mind. If you want to stop doing something that you know is not good for you, you can do it, right? It's just like going to the gym, man. Like, I've been watching Derek Simnett from Simnett Nutrition on YouTube. Check him out. He's amazing. Shout out to you, Derek. You're fucking dope. Love your content, man. He spreads so much motivation, positivity, and he goes to the gym. He pumps his body, and he eats this amazing vegan food, right? And you look at that and you get so motivated, so inspired, right? And then you go to the gym and then you start doing the training and you're like, fuck, this is too hard, right? And so It's your mind power. It's your will. It's your desire. It's your burning desire within yourself. How much do you want it? How much do you want to change? And so I got to that point of that pain threshold. I got to the point where I had disconnected myself so much from my soul by escaping from my life for so many years. And I got to that point where enough is enough. And I said that I'm going to take my power back, right? I am going to love myself. I'm going to give me the attention that I have not been giving myself, because all my attention was going to the world, to my friends, to my family, to the work, to the drugs, to the anabolic steroids, to the parties, to the nightclubs, to the strip clubs, to the holidays, right? That's where all my energy was going. And so if you want to take your power back, it's possible. And you got the mind power to do it. And that's where Luke Mind Power came from. Because I was like, man, that just makes so much sense. And inspired by a good friend of mine, David Power Talk. I saw his name, David Power, and I was like, Luke Mind Power. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, I hope you find that valuable. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that other button, the notifications, so you know when I'm posting the next video. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Keep believing in yourself, and remember that it is your mind and your power, and you are more than enough and more than capable of achieving and living your dreams every single day. Peace.